Okay, let's review this January test review. First, let me answer this one. First thing you got to do is you have to distribute the 6 to each item in the parentheses. So that means 6 times x is 6x, and minus, and 6 times 5 is 30. And then I have 4 plus and minus 3. Okay, well, the 6x, that's part of my answer right there. And I'm asked to simplify. And right here, that word simplify means put everything together that you can. That's different than solve. Solve is you're trying to find out what x is. So here, when we simplify, we're combining like terms. And so I can now combine what? The 4 minus 30. Let's see, 4 minus 30 is negative 26. So I'll put this in pieces here. So I have negative 26, which looks like minus 26, and then minus 3. And negative 26 minus 3 is negative 29. So when I put these two together here, I get negative 29. And so that's, oops, I want to do this in colors. I'm going to do different colors here. So that would be 6x minus 29, and that is our answer. See, it's simplified. You can't combine those terms together. You can't put the 6x with the 29. You just got to set them next to each other. Now, next, let's move on to number 2, and that one. First, I would probably distribute. Again, 2 times x is 2x. Minus 2 times 3 is 6, and that equals 18. Then I would add 6 to both sides of that equal sign. And 2x equals 18 plus 6. I believe that's 24. And then you divide both sides by 2, and x equals 12. Okay. Next. Here. We need to solve this inequality right here. I'm going to write that over here. And we have x minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 1. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. And x is less than or equal to 3. Okay, so it's going to be closed, because remember, that is going to be a closed dot. This would be an open dot. So it's a closed dot. That means it's C or D. It's one of these two. And it's less than 3. So think about a number that would fit in here, like 2 is less than 3, or 1 is less than 3. And those numbers are in this direction. So our answer is C. Next, to solve this proportion, we simply cross multiply. 5 times 4 is 20, and then you divide by the other number, which is 18. I think I would probably, I don't know, I think I would do, I would divide them both by 2. Take half of them. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so 9, cowboys and horses, right? So I guess 10/9 would be an answer. So maybe this might be an answer here, but I would probably go further. And 9 goes into 10. Wait, cowboy. Cowboy sleeps inside. Yeah. 9 goes into 10, what, 1 time? It doesn't go into 1. It goes 1 time, 9. And the result is 1. Let's make it a decimal. And that 0 gets brought down. 9 goes into 10 1 time. 9, 1, 0. Bring that down. Now I think you see what's going on here. It's going to be 1.1 repeating. So you could say 1.1 repeating would be our answer. Okay. Number 5. Number 5, use a table. Oh, we need this right here. This right here. Okay, so we're going to, the pints, we can see here the pints are the X and the price is the Y. So I will plot this point 1, 4. 1, 4. 1, see that's 1 right there. 4 is right here. And then 2, 8. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 is right there. 3, 12. That's 3. And then 12, 10, 11, 12 right there. And 4 and 16. 4 and 16 goes all the way to the top. And I'm going to try to make a nice straight line here. Let's see how I can do this. Like that, I think. Let's see. I don't know if you can see my ruler, but I'm trying to make a straight line. Straight-ish. Oops. Oh my god. I'm so bad. I'm such a noob at this. So, oh, I know what I was, yeah, okay. So now, there. A straight line. Super. Oh, but I shouldn't have done that. What am I doing? You're not going to have parts of it. So it would make a straight line. Yeah, okay, so I showed you the straight line, but you would not make a straight line because you're not going to have parts of a pint. You know, I'm not going to have half of a pint, like right here. Like, I'm not going to have, like, what, a half of a pint or a 1.5 or 1 3/4 pint. So I'm just going to have whole numbers right there. So, but we can't imagine a straight line right there. And that's important. Straight line. Does it make a proportional relationship? Yes. It makes a straight line through the origin. Okay. To continue. We have this. Ooh, a monster problem here. So we have this model, and it's 48 inches tall, and the actual height is 1454. Okay, this observatory is 1,224 feet. So how high up would it be on the model? So we need to cross multiply these two. It's just like what we did in the other proportion problem. We'll cross multiply those two and then divide it by 1454. So x is going to be equal to something, some big number divided by 1,454. So I will figure that out. So 48 times 1,224 is 58,752. And then I have to divide those. So I divide by 1,454. I'm doing that on a calculator now. And I get 40.40715,268. A super long problem. Or a super long answer, which is why you were told here to round your answer to the nearest tenth. Well, the tenths place is the 4. See, what we do when you're rounding is you look at that. That's where you're rounding to, so you have to look at that number. And if that's 4 or less, it stays the same, which it is. If that was 5 or more, then the 4 would get bumped to a 5, but it's not. So our answer is going to be 40.4 inches. So you're asked to explain how you arrived at your answer. Well, what I would say is I created a proportion and solved it. I found the observatory would be 40.4 inches 40.5 inches up on the model. Okay, next. Number 8. To do this, you have to what? You have to do the inverse operation, which is you have to add 7, and x is less than or equal to -5. Oh, that's so done. You got to have the whole part of the answer there to get that. Okay, next, number 8. We have, well, since that's adding 8, you have to subtract 8. And x is greater than, what, -2 and -8? Together, that's -10. And again, you can't just have -10 as your answer. You have to have the entire x is greater than -10 to get it correct. Number 10. Since, let's see, -7. Since we have division here, that means we have to multiply these two numbers. So x is going to be less than -7 times 5, and that is -35. That is the complete answer. And you might be thinking, oh wait, there was a negative. There was a negative. I have to switch the direction of the inequality. No, you don't. You multiplied by a +5 right here. This is deciding if you have to switch the direction of the inequality, and you didn't, so you don't. Then we have our last problem here. And since this is, I'll rewrite it here, -2x is less than or equal to 16. And so since that's multiplication, I have to divide by -2. I divide that by -2, and x. Now, since I divided by that negative, this is what matters right here. I have to switch the direction of the inequality going the other way. And 16 divided by -2 is -8. And there you go. That's what you got to know for our upcoming test. Thanks for watching.